I'm Dr. Jamie Bacon. I'm Education Officer with the Bermuda Zoological Society, and I'm here to introduce you to the main pond at Spittal Pond. Of the 3 ponds here at Spittal Pond, it's the only natural pond. It's the largest pond on Bermuda. It's 7.5 acres, and it looks pretty deep, but the average depth is only from my elbow to my fingertips. The deepest part is about up to here. Last thing you want to do though is trying to go walk out there because the mud on the bottom is very, very soft. So this pond is the most important pond on Bermuda for migrating waterfowl. And you can see we have some resident ducks, but there's an egret way in the distance. So certain times of the year, waterfowl that are migrating over Spittal Pond get a chance to stop and rest and snack. Now you might think, wow, this has got a lot of different fish in it, but the only type of fish that's probably here is the mosquito fish. Now this is a picture taken when it's sound asleep, so it's big. The female mosquito fish is only this big, and the males are only this big. So when you see these big birds eating fish, you think, how on earth are they going to get full? If I give you a barrel full of peanuts or raisins and you eat the whole barrel full, you'll get full. There is one other type of fish we might have in here, and that is the American eel. The females get up to about 3 feet long, but they don't get into this pond as an adult. They come in when they're larvae that look like this. These are called elvers, and they are circulating around in the Sargasso Sea, and then when they detect fresh water at a certain stage, fresher water than the ocean, they will try and find a river to go up, and here they can literally be washed. As you can see, we've got water here. They can be washed into the pond. So the only time though that we know if they're here is when this pond runs out of oxygen. They can't gulp air like the mosquito fish, so they end up dying and floating to the surface, and we go, ah, we had some American eels here. So this is a salty pond, but it's the only salty pond on Bermuda that gets its salt water overland. There's no underground cave or connection to the ocean. So you can see what's happening here is we've got an influx of salt water into the pond. When we have big storms, we have rafts of seaweed that make it all the way here. So it's easy to see that salt water gets into here. Then if we have lots of sun and the fresh water evaporates, it can actually get saltier than the ocean. So it gets half salt of the ocean to saltier than the ocean. But it is an amazing pond, but probably the most difficult habitat to live in, because if you can imagine trying to be something that lives in water and the saltiness, the salinity changes dramatically, the temperature can change dramatically, and you can run out of oxygen. So if you're going to live in here, you have to be able to come up to the surface and grab oxygen.